The Minnesota Timberwolves lost to the Memphis Grizzlies in, we'll call it, disappointing fashion. But if you step back and look at the season as a whole, you can call this nothing but overwhelming success. This team has been stuck in mediocrity, getting whooped by the Golden State Warriors in trades, drafting #1 overall Karl Anthony Towns, drafting #1 overall Anthony Edwards, and they've been nothing but mediocre since, God, ever since Kevin Garnett left. And they've been dealing with the worst head coaches in history. They had Flip Saunders, who wasn't anything particularly great. And then they had Kevin McHale, who is a proven horrible coach. And then they brought in Dwayne Casey, who just didn't fit well. The rest of their coaches, Randy Whitman, whatever, Kevin McHale, again, Kurt Rambis was really bad. Rick Adelman, Kings legend, wasn't very good here either. So then they brought in Flip Sanders one more time. Sam Mitchell wasn't very good. And then they said, all right, we're going to go and get a proven good head coach in Tom Thibodeau. Well, newsflash, Tom Thibodeau isn't a good head coach for a team that you're trying to develop. He's going to play your starters like 90 minutes a game. He's not going to develop anybody, and he's going to prioritize defense in a league where offense is more important, almost by a 2-1 margin. Then they said, okay, let's go get another head coach that's the son of a former head coach in Ryan Saunders, who is probably one of the worst head coaches in history. But they brought in Chris Finch, and he has been a revelation for this team. He has got them playing defense. And the thing about defense is everybody hates to play it. Offense is what gets you paid, but defense wins championships. So this team turned around, especially when they brought in Patrick Beverley from the Clippers technically, but from the actual Memphis Grizzlies in the offseason trade. And they have an identity. They're playing tough, hard-nosed defense on one end, and they have a big three who is legit, who can get you buckets. Karl Towns is probably the best three-point shooting center in the history of the game. Now, he has a lot of issues that we'll talk about later, but Anthony Edwards is a stud. He's proven that he can be a legit superstar in this league, and D'Lo is nothing but the clutchest basketball player on their team. He knows how to play the game. Ever since he left the Lakers and became an all-star in the Brooklyn Nets, he's not a great NBA player by any stretch, but he's good enough. He was the leader of this team defensively, which is weird to say, and he's really turned his career around from being a guy who everybody said, he's not really good enough. Well, now he's proven that he can be that dude. So let's go ahead and look at the roster. D'Angelo Russell, like I said, he was an all-star on the Nets when he was the #1 option, but for a very bad team. Came over here and we were all thinking, all right, is he good enough to play make and facilitate for a team that's actually trying to win? And I think that is true. Now, he's still never going to be a true, legit point guard facilitator, but he's good enough to run this team, and he was a defensive stalwart this year. He has been a revelation. Patrick Beverley, of course, probably had some part in that, but he brought some toughness and he brought some edge over from the Clippers to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They re-signed him to a very nice contract. Jordan McLaughlin is one of the perfect backup point guards. Now, he is severely undersized. He's never going to beat you with his talent, but he is a very smart player. McKinley Wright, nothing there. But Anthony Edwards, the other stud of this team, who's saying, I'm going to put you over the top. I'm going to be the #1. Because forever, everybody was saying, Karl Towns, be a #1. Karl Towns, be aggressive. Be that dude because you have the talent. Well, he's just not. He doesn't have the mentality. He doesn't have the fiber. But Anthony Edwards is that dude. Now, his shot selection is horrible. Every single possession, he seems to say, I'm going to take a step back three contested with 18 seconds left in the shot clock. You really need to improve on that. But the legit talent is there. He can fly, he can dunk, he can yam on you, and he can shoot. He gets so streaky, so hot from three. He'll make 7 threes in a row, and you'll just say, wow, is that James Harden? But then he's going to miss 17 more in a row, and you'll say, what are you doing? I'd like to see him develop a mid-range game a little bit. A lot of people are comparing him to Michael Jordan of all things. And I'm saying, if you're going to be Michael Jordan, develop your game like Michael did. Jalen Noel, very good effort player for this team, only 22 years old as well. Malik Beasley, when he's not in jail, he is getting you buckets. He is a streaky three-point shooter, basically along the lines of, we'll say, Danny Green. He can play a little bit of defense. He can catch and shoot threes to some extent. He'll get hot, and you'll say, wow, he's good. And then he'll miss 7 in a row, and he'll say, why is he on this team? Jake Layman, Leandro Bolmaro, and Josh Okogie, just a couple of guys who aren't really going to do too much for this team. And then their power forward position, definitely a place where you can improve on this team. But they have Jared Vanderbilt, who is great effort. The problem is his offense game is, can you go below an F? It is awful. It is atrocious. He can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot anything other than a dunk or a very close layup. But his defense and effort is there 100%. He's going to go all out every single possession. So you have him on one side, and then Jaden McDaniels on the other, who's basically the flip, the inverse of Jared Vanderbilt. The dude can stretch the floor, very solid shooter from three, but he's not very good and doesn't give you as much effort as a Jared Vanderbilt does. Jaden McDaniels, you won't see him diving on the floor anytime soon for a loose ball. And then Taurean Prince is actually a very good backup for them. I didn't realize the dude was so big at 6'7", but he can play the power forward position. He's pretty tough, honestly. You'd think he's a three-point specialist, he's pushover, but he defends very well. He's a backup caliber wing player. And then at the center position, so we'll talk about Towns in a second, but Naz Reid is the perfect backup. He can shoot the three, he can defend, he gives you effort. His problem is he's only like 6'8" on a good day, super skinny, but he's a very good player, very good backup when you don't need somebody who's going to be 7'1". Greg Monroe came over. He was fine. He wasn't anything particularly special. We love the Greg Monroe Reclamation Project, but as far as actually starting for a championship team, maybe he can be a backup. Nathan Knight, not much there. But let's talk about Karl Towns because he's the linchpin of this team. He's the deciding factor of, is this team going to be one of the best teams ever in the history or just another team that came up short? Dude is a former #1 overall pick out of Kentucky, and he is the best shooting center ever, period. He won a three-point contest. He has this funny set shot where it doesn't even look like he's shooting the ball, puts it up, gets you buckets. He is so freakishly emotional. I don't know what is wrong with him, but he lives and dies by his emotions. Every single game, he's going to throw his hands up. He's going to yell at the referee. He's going to scream. He's going to cry. And he lives on a hair trigger. And you'd like to see him rein that in, work it back down to being a little more centered. The Mamba mentality was never, oh my God, I'm screaming one possession and cheering the next one. The Mamba mentality is that of a killer. I'm going to go out. I'm going to put you down like the dog that you are. And Karl Towns doesn't have that. And I understand that, but if he's freaking out every single possession when there's 2 minutes left in the second quarter, you like that commitment to the game, but it's a detriment when you start to play horrible because of that, as well as the fact that he's still immature at the age of 26. One of the worst shots that we've seen in recent playoff memory is there was like 2 minutes left, 18 seconds on the shot clock, and he takes like this 35-foot contested three-point shot. Now, when it goes in, everybody says, yeah, Karl Towns, best shooter ever, woohoo! But he misses and everyone says that is a horrible shot. You can get that at any time during the shot clock, especially if you need a bailout shot. Why don't you try to run the offense? Why don't you slow down, settle down, let the game come to you? And this is why they lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, not for a lack of talent, because talent by talent, position by position, they stack up to the #2 seed, but they were immature, blew consecutive 25-point leads in the same game. And every time they came up and took a step up on the Grizzlies, you just knew that the Grizzlies were going to come back because the Timberwolves were going to do some dumb shit. And that's led by none other than Karl Anthony Towns. Now, it's proven at this point that he's not going to be a #1 option, but he can definitely, certainly be a #2. And that's why we need Anthony Edwards to take the next step. A lot of talking. I understand that, but just a little funny tidbit here. You look at the league history, and the past champions in simulation was the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anyway, led by head coach Chris Finch, and I had to give him a little bit of a boost. He didn't have any badges. He had like an F rating on his defensive coaching. His offensive coaching was rated higher. The dude just came over here and established a mentality that we're going to play winning basketball, and you love to see it. Now, is he a great head coach? I don't think so, but I like that he's brought over an identity, so we're going to be rolling with him for the foreseeable future. But let's hop into the draft combine. The fastest man of the class is Javon Quinterly, Malachi Brannan, and Scottie Pippen Jr. Most agile is Javon Quinterly and Alondes Williams. Highest vertical is Harrison Ingram, Malachi Brannan, Kendall Brown, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and Armando Bacot. Highest bench press is Jalen Duren and Michael Foster. And best shot three-pointer, John Butler, Iverson Molinar, and David Roddy. I believe the Timberwolves have pick, I want to say 19? Yeah, pick 19 in a whole bunch of seconds. Hypothetically, we could bump up into the draft, get around pick 12. I think that's a realistic thing to do. I think at pick 19, there isn't going to be a lot of talent there, but let's say we go to, I'll send you a future first. Will you give me pick 12 to move up 7 spots? So they're going to do that. We definitely gave up way too much value, but I want to get up to a more realistic spot while at the same time trading up, because I don't think staying at pick 19 for this team that's ready to compete is the right move. #1 overall to the Rockets goes Jabari Smith out of Auburn. #2 to the Magic is Chet. #3 should be Jaden Ivey. #4 should be Paulo. And #5 should be Jadon Sharp. Egan Murray. Okay. Who's going to fall to us at 12? Are we going to take a guy who's a little high prospect? Arjan Beauchamp is here. Johnny Davis is probably the move I'm going to take. Tyson Daniels, Wendell Moore, Nikola Jovic, Blake Wesley. Yeah, I'm going to go with Johnny Davis. Not the ideal player that we would have picked up here, but it's not too bad. Now, does anybody fall to us in pick 5 of the second round? Ochai Agbaji is here. Definitely going to take that. He's a top 15 prospect. And then finally, with this last pick of the second round, we'll be taking Ronnie Babcock. I think there's one more pick. We'll just trade that. And let's see how we made out like bandits in the night. We got Johnny Davis, 76 overall, going to be a backup for Malik Beasley. Ochai Agbaji, going to be a backup for Anthony Edwards, or flip that, whatever. And Ronnie Babcock. Looking at the team player options, Naz Reid is definitely going to be coming back. Qualifying offers, I don't need any of these players. They played okay in the regular season, but just nothing special in my book. So let's look over this roster and decide what we need to do. So hypothetically, we're done. We are set at the 1. Jordan McLaughlin is the perfect backup. Patrick Beverley, his defensive counterpart. I'd kind of like to combine these two into one player if I could. Anthony Edwards, Jalen Noel, Johnny Davis, and Ochai Agbaji. Kind of a logjam here. Go ahead and trade away some of this depth that's just not going to be around. Angel Bolmaro, thank you for your services. You're going to have fun in Italy, whatever league that you're in. Next up is going to be Jake Layman. I appreciate you. You are not going to be here either. Get another first round pick. Josh Okogie. Just because of the way 2K works, you're not going to fit this timeline. You're not going to develop in anything higher than maybe a 74 at best. So I'm going to send you away. We're going to be rocking a double point guard lineup for now just to see how this plays out. So D'Lo, Patrick Beverley, Jordan McLaughlin running a 10-man rotation. Backup, Anthony Edwards is going to be, do I want Jalen Noel or do I want Johnny Davis? I think I want Johnny Davis to give us a little bit of offense. And then I'm going to bump up Ochai Agbaji to the 3. It's positionless NBA. He's a wing player. Great athlete, great defender. Going to be our 3 and D. Flipping with Malik Beasley. And then I'd like to improve at the 4. Ooh, I didn't think they'd take that. Okay. Yeah, we traded Jared Vanderbilt, Jaden McDaniels, and Jalen Noel for Herb Jones, and I had to add Larry Nance to make the money work. We're going to dump him right now for another first-round pick, and we're pretty much set. Thank you, Larry Nance Jr. What team do you want to go to? The Spurs? You'll fit in there. They like guys who play hard. So this is going to be the team. Herb Jones is like 6'5". No, he's not. He's like 6'8", 6'7". Yeah, he's going to be playing power forward. This is how we're looking. D'Lo, Pat Bev, Jordan McLaughlin, Anthony Edwards, Johnny Davis, Malik Beasley, Ochai Agbaji, Herb Jones, Karl Towns, and Naz Reid. And of course, the cheerleader off the bench, Ronnie Babcock. We have no bird rights on anybody. Who wants to take our mid-level exception money? Musa Diabate, nobody signed you? Yeah, I'll sign you. Why not? There you go, flat, and let's do this. Let's run it through. Let's run it back. Technically, this is a rebound year because we did win NBA championship last season. Kyrie Irving going back to the Nets. James Harden back to the Sixers. Bradley Beal back to the Wizards. DeAndre Ayton back to the Suns. Miles. Everybody's going back to their damn teams. Do something. Okay, let's go to player progression instead. Maybe that'll be interesting. Karl Towns is up to an 89, 90, and he's maxing out. Anthony Edwards up to an 85, and D'Lo is regressing. Okay, game. Patrick Beverley's regressing as well. Down to a 77. Malik Beasley up to an 80. Herb Jones up to an 80. Naz Reid up to a 78. Johnny Davis, Jordan McLaughlin. McLaughlin my ass off. You know what? I like this team. I like some of the moves we made. Basically combining our boys, Jared Vanderbilt and Jaden McDaniels, into the guy that we want, who does a little bit of both in Herb Jones. He's a better three-point shooter and a better defender. I'm in on that. Let's do our untapped potentials. Just going to send our big 3. 1, 2, 3. D'Lo's down to an 80. Fuck me. I sent Herb Jones instead. Now let's keep it with D'Lo. He's here for a reason. He didn't get traded away for Ben Simmons specifically for this so that he can come in and man the point. So this is the 10-man rotation. D'Lo, Ant, Malik Beasley, Herb Jones, the new addition, and Karl Towns coming off the bench. Naz Reid, Pat Bev, Johnny Davis, Jordan McLaughlin, and Ochai Agbaji. Hopefully Chris Finch has these guys cooking. Maybe system proficiency can change it all, but I think we're set. I think we're good. Moving on to the power rankings. We are horrible. We won the NBA championship in simulation last season. Just going to throw that out there. 24th for NBA.com. And Eric Boner has his 26th. We'll go screw. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Steph Curry, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, and Zion Williamson. On Team Giannis is LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Trae Young, and Joel Embiid. For the reserves is Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, John Morant, Darius Garland, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all three making their first, and Bam Adebayo. Yo, on the other side, James Harden, Jimmy Buckets, Karl Towns, our boy, Devin Booker, LaMelo, DeMar DeRozan, and Brandon Ingram. We are the second best team in the NBA, behind, you know, there's no point in even addressing them. But we're doing good. Karl Towns is leading the team. I'm good with that. Anthony Edwards right there, number 2. D'Lo's being really solid, 17.6 assists. Naz Reid, great for us off the bench. Malik Beasley, as he's shooting from the 3-point line, 46%. That's all you can ask for. Johnny Davis has been a great addition. Ochai Agbaji hasn't been great, and Herb Jones is basically here to play defense and catch and shoot threes at a decent clip. Other than that, though, the team is very good, very solid. Rebounds. Could use a little bit of size. Naz Reid is undersized, more of a 4, honestly. How was our 3-point shooting? Karl Towns, 44%. That's just ridiculous from a guy who's 7 foot. Anthony Edwards, 37%, improving. D'Lo, still 36%. It's good enough. League average. Malik Beasley having that unreal year. Naz Reid, 40%. Pat Bev, 42%. Johnny Davis, 42% as a rookie. Ochai Agbaji, 50%. I will take that. And Jordan McLaughlin, my ass off, 16%. Okay. League leader is, of course, Luka Doncic, because this game is broken. No Timberwolves. Okay. Our rebounds is Rudy Gobert. Still no Timberwolves. Assist is Trae Young. No Timberwolves. Steals is Jimmy Butler. Blocks is Rudy Gobert. Fucker percentages is Williamson. 3-point champion is our boy Ochai Agbaji. Malik Beasley at 5. And free throw champion is Anthony Simons. Only question is, do we want to trade away Pat Bev and Jordan McLaughlin for a better backup point guard? I know they are the perfect guys for this team in real life, but in 2K, they're just going to regress. They're not going to do anything. Is there anybody who's better? Jose Alvarado is higher rated than Jordan McLaughlin. This dude only plays defense. Come on now. He's higher rated than Devontae Graham. Yeah, I'm just not in. I don't like any of these options. I don't think there's any moves that we're going to make. We're going to roll with this team. Hopefully, we're going to compete for a chip once again. Luka Doncic wins MVP. Jabari Smith is Rookie of the Year, giving you 13 and 6.9. Nice. Ben Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Hey, honest Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler Hero, Most Improved. Really? What the fuck? He got traded to Philadelphia and then went back to Miami? What the fuck happened? Okay, game. Willie Green is Coach of the Year because he has Zion, and Spencer Gill is ugly. All-NBA first team, no Timberwolves. Second team, no Timberwolves. Third team, Karl Towns made it. Defensive first team, nobody. Second team, rookies, nobody. And second team, Johnny Davis. And... okay. I thought Ochai Agbaji would make it as well. I guess not. We did okay. Second best team in the NBA because we don't have Zion. Why? Because, I don't know. I guess nobody has Zion. But we are the second in the power rankings, but our record is 3rd. Sure. Looking at the team, scoring wise, we were 2nd, 124 points per game. Defensively, we were, I guess, 7th, giving us a 9.7 point differential. Number 2 in the NBA. Field goal percentages, we are 3rd. 3-point percentages, we are 2nd. And free throw percentages, we are 12th. I'll take it. Team was basically the exact same as you saw. No real changes that we made. Did the 3-point percentage fall off a little bit? Honestly, not really. Musa Diabite was perfect. Ochai Agbaji, 47%. Karl Towns, Malik Beasley. We're a good shooting team. I like it. League leader is, of course, going to be Luka Doncic for everything. Rebounds is Rudy Gobert. No Timberwolves. Assist is Trae Young. No Timberwolves. Steals is Jimmy Butler. Blocks is Rudy Gobert. Focal percentages is Zion Williamson. Whatever. 3-point champion is Desmond Bane. Ochai at 3. Karl Towns at 7. Malik Beasley at 8. Free throw champion is Kevin Love. But here we are taking on the Clippers. This is one heck of a matchup. Terrence Mann is not a point guard. Huh. Move Paul George to the point guard if this is how you're going to rock. Terrence Mann at the 2, I guess, even though he's more of a 3-4. Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Anderson came over. That's a nice pickup. I like that. Vika Zubac, Norm. Yeah. Yep. Gonna be a good matchup. Hopefully we win because their roster construction in 2K is horrible. In real life is basically as perfect as you can get. 2-2. We've lost 3 in a row and 3-3 going to game 7 here against the LA Clippers in Minnesota. Where would you rather play? LA, or Minnesota? We're getting whooped. Yep. All right. Changes need to be made. I thought this team was good enough to make it to at least the Western Conference Finals, and they're not because we don't have Zion Williamson. Okay. Well, Zion is your NBA Finals MVP because this game is broken. Play retirements. Melo said, fuck this. So did Braun. So did Dwight. Yeah. Can you blame him? Oscar Fleming is retiring. Hall of Fame inductees Braun, Dwight, and Carmelo Anthony jersey retirements. All of them. Draft lottery. I skipped over league meetings. Did any of these get approved? No. Draft lottery, we don't care, but we're definitely going to be making some unrealistic moves because this team got worse, not better. What are you doing to me, Chris? I'm trying to put this team over the top. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but we did auto-generated rookies for year 1. It is what it is. Jonathan Fleming is the fastest man of the class along with Wen Lee Su. Most agile is Dana McCoy, Jonathan Fleming, and Terrence Jefferson and Chuck Keefe, also known as Chuck Queef. Highest vertical is Julio Carr, Edward Scott, Perry Gilmer, Calbert Bell, Carl Allen, and Sean Bullard. Highest bench press is Marcus Ellis Jr. and Wayne Campbell and Alvin George and Drew Blake. Best shot three-pointer is Bo Wesley, Jonathan Fleming. This dude is everywhere. Yeah, that's why. Jamario Lindemann and Omar Ruiz. Well, is the #1 pick in the class any good? Fabricio. Yeah, you seem really good. Point guard, wow, he does everything. You know what? I'm going to trade D'Lo because you're going to be regressing into the dirt. You're up to an 82 right now. Let's go to the Bulls and say, do you want to make the worst mistake of your life? Give me D'Angelo Russell and the #1 overall pick. What will it take to say you're going to do this? Patrick Beverly as well. He's old. You don't have a no trade clause. We're taking that off. I understand this is where the rebuild gets completely unrealistic, but it's also unrealistic that D'Angelo Russell at the age of 26 is regressing. So what do you want from me when this game is on some cheese and they're saying, oh, we have Patrick Beverly's old. He's not able to play basketball. We get rid of Malik Beasley too, because I'm not afraid to. Musa Diabate, get out of here. And we'll give you another first-round pick or 2. And that should be enough to make this go through. I expect it to go through with 1 more first. And there we go. We're going to take whoever the hell this kid is at #1, Fabricio. #2 overall to the Orlando Magic. They're trading. This is just why this game is unrealistic. They're trading the #2 overall pick for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Why is this something I could see the Thunder doing in real life? They're like, yeah, we have talent. But what if we had another pick? They're taking Mattia Balestrieri out of Italy. #3 to the Rockets goes Adrian McDaniels, got their center of the future big man out of Florida State. #4 to the Blazers goes. They're trading as well. They're trading as well for Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, I would trade the #4 pick for Mitchell Robinson. Totally. And #5, the Pelicans, because of course have JT Walker. How are we looking? We got an 80 overall, 19-year-old kid, and I have zero shame in breaking the game, cheesing the system. I don't give a damn. This is some bullshit that we lost in the first round. I know it was against the Clippers, but come the hell on. We have Karl Towns, we have Anthony Edwards, we have D'Lo, Papev. The whole team is good, but we're just going to make them freaks at this point. Fabricio Riviera is already as good as D'Angelo Russell is without playing a single game. Jordan McLaughlin's going to stick around. He's the perfect backup point guard. We're going to keep him. Anthony Edwards continuously improving. Johnny Davis is a good backup. Malik Beasley, we're going to look to improve on. Herb Jones didn't progress at all. Yeah, we're going to make some moves. We're going to get a little bit spicy here. Do we have any money? We have $13 million because we traded away D'Lo. That's fun. And does anybody want bird rights? No. Okay, let's see what we can do as far as a sign and trade. Sign and keep. I'm going to try to get Omar Yurtseven. I assume the Heat are going to match this contract, but let's see. They do not. So we're going to have Omar Yurtseven be our backup center. Thank you, but we're going to be getting rid of Naz Reid because I'm looking to improve. So Omar Yurtseven, a little bit older, basically the same player, and he's actually 7 feet tall instead of Naz Reid's. Naz Reid's 6'8". We're going to move on from Malik Beasley, and we're going to move on from Ochai Agbaji. Get me a little bit better of a wing player. What you have for me? Anthony Simons, that's a really good pickup. Mikal Bridges, giving us 9 points a game. Christian Wood, Ben Simmons, that could be fun. Just because the money's stupid. So if you look at this, I can't trade Naz Reid because of 600,000K in the NBA, but I can trade Omer Yurtseven. Whatever, this game's dumb. We're gonna go after Ben Simmons. We're gonna get a little bit spicy here. They want 2 seconds for Ronnie Babcock, but they're gonna give me Dustin Parker just because we got lost in the first round. I'm gonna take that trade. I know I wouldn't do it in real life, but let's bump up Fabrizio, our #1 overall pick. He's gonna be a starting small forward now, and we actually have what, 3, 4 #1 overall picks on this team. That's ridiculous. Here you go, Fabrizio rocking the point forward. He's 6'7". We're gonna have Ben Simmons, Jordan McLaughlin, Anthony Edwards, Johnny Davis, Fabricio Riviera, and whoever the hell came over in the trade, Herb Jones, Karl Towns, Naz Reid, and let's try to improve from Herb Jones as well. I appreciate Herb Jones defensively, not enough for what I want to do, which is freaking win. For Desmond Bane, and we have a whole bunch of first-round picks, and I'm gonna send you all of them. Does that sound good? Boom. And there we go. We're going to do a little bit more rotating on this roster just because I keep making changes because I'm trying to get better and better, and we lost in the first round. I ain't happy about that, let me tell you. So Ant is going to bump up to the 3. Our rookie's going to bump up to the 4 while still playing backup point guard. Ben Simmons is going to be here. I know. This is how the team is looking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need a backup wing player on a mid-level contract, mid-level exception. What can you do for me with about $9 million? Jared Butler, he's a point guard. Aaron Wiggins, he's undersized. Should we? We should. Let's bring back Jarrett Culver. That just makes too much sense. Jarrett, come back to Minnesota. We want you. We need you on this team. We're going to bump you up to play the 3. I love it. You love it. It's good enough. Here are the free agent recap. Nikola Jokic back to the Nuggets, Zion back to the Pelicans, John Moran back to the Grizz, Darius Garland back to the Cavs, Tyler Hero back to the Heat, RJ Barrett back to the Knicks, and Christian Wood back to the... Dude, go to some new fucking teams. Come on. How we looking, though? How we looking? Player progression. What did D'Lo regress down to? I'm curious because I even edited him. Before the rebuild, I actually went to his player, bumped up his potential a little bit, bumped up his regression age a little bit, and I'm sure he's still regressing into absolutely freaking nothing because 2K hates D'Angelo Russell. Where is he? Down to an 80 still. Come on. Come on. He should be in his prime right now. This is some fucking bullshit. Small market hating 2K cheese. That's what it is. How are we looking though? Untapped potentials wise, we're going to send Cat. We're going to send Ant. And we're going to send the rookie Fabricio. These are going to be our big 3. I just love the fact that we have so many #1 overall picks. So Benjamin Simmons, #1 overall, 2016. Desmond Bane, 30th pick, last pick of the first round. Anthony Edwards, #1 in 2020. Fabricio Riviera, #1 in 2023. Karl Towns, #1 in 2015. That's going to be the starting lineup. Coming off the benches, Naz Reid, Johnny Davis, Jordan McLaughlin, and Jarrett Culver. Naz Reid is getting a little too many minutes for a backup center. We'll drop him down to 15. Something like that. That works for me. Yeah. Our rankings, preseason, we are 7th for NBA.com and 7th for Eric Boner as well. I know we made a lot of moves and I know we blew up the team a little bit, but the fact that we lost in the first round is unacceptable. Okay? Here at the Elster Break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Zion Williamson, and Jason Tatum. On the other side, Nikola Jokic, Karl Towns, Trae Young, and LaMelo Ball. For the reserves is Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Buckets, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Cade Cunningham made his first, Bam Adebayo, and Jared Allen. On the other side, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, John Morant, Darius Garland, Domantas Sabonis, and DeAndre Ayton. We're doing basically the same as last year. 29, 21, a little above 500. 3rd in the power rankings, but we continue to lose games. I'm wondering if it's time to make a change. Time to say, okay, Chris Finch, I appreciate you. In real life, you are definitely a good enough head coach. But in 2K, you are not cutting it. I don't want to be a barely 500 team. I didn't trade all these picks, make all these moves to be a team that's barely good enough to win. I want a team that's going to put us over the top, take us to the promised land, and we're going to be hiring our boy Mike Stauffer. So thank you for your services, but this team is not cutting it. I am supremely disappointed with continuously losing. Is the system proficiency good? 4-star, 7 seconds or less. Let's do it. We're going to be a 7 seconds or less offense with Mike Stauffer. As for the stats, we're all right. Karl Towns leading the way. Anthony Edwards, exact same points. Ben Simmons doing a little better facilitation. 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 15 points. We definitely have a lot more size. Fabricio Riviera, great rookie year. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Desmond Bane has been good for us. Johnny Davis, Naz Reid, Jarrett Culver back on the team. You'll love to see it. Shooting, we're a little worse. Karl Towns down to 40. Anthony Edwards up to 39. Desmond Bane 45%. Johnny Davis only shooting 30%. So I'm no problem looking to move him. What is his actual 3-point grade? It is, I'm looking at the wrong screen, 74. So I'm willing to move him. As read Jarrett Culver 28% as well. Our bench does not have scoring, even though Johnny Davis is a walking bucket. So Johnny, what can you get for me? I will give up this Nuggets, this Timberwolves 2028 pick, because I like all of those picks. I think they're going to be good. Trey Mann would be the answer. Trey Mann's a bucket, and he's shooting 86%. Let's do that. We're going to take Trey Mann instead for Johnny Davis and Jarrett Culver just for the heck of it, just for the hay. Could we look to improve you as well? Probably not, but I'm curious. Give up these 2 super valuable first-round picks. And we'll do that and bring in Patrick Williams. There you go. So just a few more moves to say, you know what? I don't give a fuck about how almost good you are. We're trying to win championships with this team. This is going to be the new look mid-season team. Ben Simmons, Desmond Bane, Anthony Edwards, Fabricio Riviera, Karl Towns, Trey Mann, Naz Reid, Patrick Williams, and Jordan McLaughlin. We're cutthroat. We're all in. We're going to win some championships. Looking at the league leaders, scoring champion is going to be Luka because, of course, no Timberwolves. Our rebounds is going to be Nikola Jokic. Karl Towns at 8. Assist is Trey Young. Ben Simmons is not on the list. At 11th. Okay. Steals is Jimmy Butler. Blocks is pretty good. Field percentages is Williamson. Ben Simmons at 4. 3-point champion is Adrian Griffin. Luka at 4. Oh, no. Desmond Bane at 6. Free throw champion is Kevin Love. Luka wins MVP again. Fabricio Riviera is Rookie of the Year, giving you 14, 4, and 4 on 45, 70, 39 shooting. I'm good with that. Andre Drummond, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year. Paulo Banchero is most improved. He's I guess, 2-year player. But these aren't most improved. He went from 14 and 7 to 19 and 10. Whatever. Willie Green, Coach of the Year, because, you know, and Spencer Gill is still ugly. All NBA first team, no Wolves. We're a small market team. They don't have any respect for us. We didn't even make defensive or LNBA third team center with Karl Towns. All right, game. Defensive first team, Benjamin Simmons. And all rookie first team, Fabricio Riviera. Looking at the power rankings, we are 2nd. I'm good with that because essentially we're first, ignoring the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they don't really count because 2K is dumb. Player stats, though, led by Karl Towns still. Anthony Edwards, 20 points per game. And then after that, we're a very balanced team. Go with that. A whole bunch of 10-point per game. We have our studs. We have basically our 2 stars and then an incredible team built up around them. How is our shooting? 42% for Karl Towns, 42% for Trey Mann, 39% for Anthony Edwards, Desmond Bane, 46, Patrick Williams, 43, Fabricio, the rookie, 39, Naz Reid. I mean, everybody's shooting great on the team. Team stats, we are 3rd in scoring. Defensively, though, we're the best team in the NBA, giving us a 10.4 point differential, 2nd best to them. Field goal percentages, we're 2nd. 3-point percentages, we're 3rd. And free throw percentages, not great. It is okay. Free throws haven't been a priority so far. We are 22nd, but we're looking to get better in every other position conceivable. League leader scoring champion was Luka Doncic because, of course, no Timberwolves. Our rebounds is Nikola Jokic, Karl Towns at 9. Assist is Trey Young, Ben Simmons at 4. Steals is Jimmy Butler. Blocks is pretty good. Field goal percentages is Williamson. Ben Simmons at 4. 3-point champion is Adrian Griffin. Desmond Bane came up just a tick short. And free throw champion is Kevin Love. Desmond Bane at 7. Here we are taking on the Phoenix Suns. Now, in real life, I would say, oh my God, how are we going to do this? But 2K absolutely hates the Suns every chance they get. So I'm assuming we're going to be the better of two small markets in simulation. I say that, and we are up 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and we do win in 6. Now to take on the Golden State Warriors, another team that 2K inexplicably hates in simulation. Steph Curry is a great 96 overall. Jordan Poole, solid 86. Andrew Wiggins, 84. Jonathan Kuminga progresses well, so does James Wiseman. But for whatever reason, 2K is going to say the Golden State Warriors stink. Why? Who knows? There we are. And now we're taking on the Pelicans. This is basically the championship. So you have CJ McCollum, Adrian Griffin, 48% three-point shooter. I mean, come on. Brandon Ingram, up to an 89. Zion, up to a 90 freaking 7. Willie Hernan-Gomez. And then they have our old friends, Jared Vanderbilt and Jaden McDaniels, who is still on their team. We traded away Herb Jones immediately. Jackson Hayes, Trey Murphy, Jalen Noel. I mean, they have so many of our old friends. But this is basically it. This is the championship. If we win this, we're going to win it all. We win game 1, win game 2, up 2-1. How we doing? Ant 27-3, Fabricio 21. Where's my boy Karl Towns? Gave us 11-10. Zion popped off. Brandon Ingram. Okay, 2-1. And we're up 3-1 and 3-2. I'm going to hop in just because I don't trust this game one freaking bit. In Minnesota, this is game 6. So you'd like to win this so we don't have to go to game 7 back in New Orleans. Up about 13 going into the 4th quarter. Have a little bit of a lead. Is it enough to clutch it out? 10, 8-point game. We're starting to choke. I'm going to hop in at about the 3-minute mark. Can we maintain a lead long enough? 3-point game. 118, 115. Call a timeout. Get the starters in. I guarantee you that they're not going to have Zion in. This game is so broken. It's not even funny. Do they have any of their starters in? They have Brandon Ingram. And that is it. Yeah. I don't know what to do with this game. Let's get Karl Towns in the pick and roll with Benjamin Simmons. And kick it all the way to Anthony Edwards for 3. Splash. 121, 115. They need a timeout. We just need a couple stops and we're going to be set. Why does the PC CPU never play Zion? I don't know. They never play the other team's best player a lot of the times. I couldn't explain to you why. I couldn't understand. Why is, who's that? Ben Simmons dropping down from the best three-point shooter in the NBA? I couldn't tell you. Why is Trey Mann in the game? What is happening? And I have the guy who just knocked down a huge bucket for me come in. No game. Hello. All right, Ben, you're just gonna go crazy. I don't really. I'm so thrown off by what the game is doing that I don't know what I'm doing. Who am I guarding? We're guarding Willie Hernan-Gomez. Why is Willie Hernan-Gomez in the clutch? Play a little small ball, get Zion going at the 5. Adrian Griffin is wide open for 3. What is happening? Switch off. Oh my God. We're okay. We're safe. Kick it to Karl Towns. It wouldn't let me pass. Who is our best free throw shooter? I think it's Karl Towns. Thankfully, they have him inbounding the ball, so that's really smart. I'm glad. What did he just pick up his dribble? What the fuck? They're about to force an 8-second violation. Karl Towns picks up his dribble. I pass it, and then they foul. This game. Oh God, look at that free throw stroke. Oh my God, are you Markelle Fultz? What is this? 59% free throw shooter. It's okay. This game is so broken at times. I love the simulation. I love the rebuilds, but this game can be more broken than my virginity on a Tuesday. Wow, they're not shooting threes? Sure, go ahead. Karl Towns has the ball. We have won the game. That is how you do it. Just gonna simcast. We don't need to see the Western Conference Finals celebration. As much as this was the finals, we still have the actual finals to play as we beat the Pelicans in 4-2 fashion, taking on the Pacers, but this isn't going to be close. Tyrese Halliburton's great, don't get me wrong. The rest of the team can go screw. They brought in Jonas Valanciunas and Kevin Love. Yeah, no, not going to happen. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and 4-0. Now, which move did we make that put us over the top as Ben Simmons wins NBA Finals MVP? I don't know. Was it trading away D'Lo? Was it firing Chris Finch? Was it trading away for the #1 overall pick? Was it trade away for Ben Simmons? Was it trading away for Patrick Williams? I don't know what the move was that put us over the top, but we had to make all those because this team refused to win for the longest time. But a whole bunch of retirees. Tom Thibodeau is retiring. So is Cliff Paul getting his jersey retired. So is Kyle Lowry. League meetings. Are any of these fun? I'm ready to get a little wild here. Oh, had the deadline occur 1 week later? Well, we're going a little crazy. Where are our picks? I know we traded 2 to the Bulls. They got pick 3, which hurts. And then I think they have some more picks down the road in a couple years. We basically gave up everything to say we're going to win now. And thanks to Mike Stouffer, we did. Looking at the NBA Draft Combine, the fastest man of the class is Chuck Murphy and Karen McDaniel, the man named Karen. Most agile is Alex Clayton, Steve McDonald, and Jeffrey Singleton. Highest vertical is Alan Hardy and Dana White, president of the UFC, and Jacob Paul. Highest bench press is Reed Hines, Kelvin Knight, and Dexter Jeffries. Best shot three-pointer, Marcus Ware. Bruh. Fuck me. George Pansky and Seth Nicholson. I know you're not supposed to make fun of people's names. Oh, you don't make fun of stuff they can't control. That fucking name. George. Should we try to draft him? I kind of want to now. Where is my boy George Pansky supposed to go? Late first? We could try. We could try to make that work. Number 1, overall, to the Raptors goes Niko Simonic, 7-foot big man out of Wisconsin. Number 2 to the Thunder goes Reed Hines, another big man. Number 3 to the Bulls, Ricky Man. Who is he? He's Ricky, man. Number 4 to the Thunder, Taylor Swift. Oh. This draft class has everybody. We knew Taylor Swift was one of the best three-point shooters in the nation last year. Number 5 to the Pelicans. They're trading away for Rudy Gobert. Okay, and they take Keljin Mitchell. If I can trade up to, I don't know, pick 15. I'd like to take George. Will we make this go through? Probably not. We don't have a lot of draft capital. I'll give you this top 5 protected pick. If George is there, so be it. Otherwise, whatever. We trade for Taylor Swift. I'd like that. Yeah, George went already. Now, what about Taylor Swift? Can we have Taylor Swift on the team? I know he's a number 4 overall pick. I get that. But, I mean, can I have Taylor Swift? There we go. Raptors seem to have picked up a good center there. I want to get Taylor Swift on the team. I don't know what it takes to have Taylor Swift be part of the Minnesota Timberwolves. A lot of people are needing contracts. Good Lord. Anthony Edwards, Patrick Williams, Jordan McLaughlin. Lindy Waters is, yeah, why not? Bledsoe Conca, you know, why not? Just give it to everybody. Desmond Bane needs a contract as well. Who is going to be getting maxed the fuck out? Probably everybody, right? I don't know why it's asking me to renounce the rights on Anthony Edwards. I'm just not going to do that, game, as much as you like me to, which, what the fuck? Desmond Bane, no, this is Jordan McLaughlin. He's going to get a nice backup contract. 4 point guards, a little under 6.5. Desmond Bane, shit, we've maxed him out. Patrick Williams wants a freaking bucket too. Not a huge fan about that. Here we go. And we're just gonna match Anthony Edwards. There's nothing I can do there. Well, that hurts. We're gonna have to dump Naz Reid and continue to dump players until we have no money invested. That hurts, but I think we're gonna be able to keep everybody now. Yeah, maybe I can go out and sign somebody to make Naz Reid work with our mid-level exception. Kind of force the game to let us have Naz Reid back. We'll make it Greg Brown for now. Whatever, not a big deal. We'll have to give up a couple first-round picks. That sucks. This definitely is gonna cut into my I want to get Taylor Swift on the team fund, but Naz Reid is back on the team. Now, do we have what it takes to get the best player in the history of basketball? Taylor Swift. He's a small forward. Hypothetically, we could send over Patrick Williams for him. Look, I know we're getting a little bit cheesy to get Taylor Swift on the team, but I mean, come on. I want Taylor Swift on our team. There's no better scenario where Taylor Swift isn't a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And there we go. We have Taylor Swift. So this is going to be the team. Ben Simmons, Jordan McLaughlin, Desmond Bane, Trey Mann, Anthony Edwards, Taylor Swift, Fabricio Riviera, Karl Towns, and Naz Reid. I mean, how much better of a team can you have than this? Here are the free agency recap. LaMelo Ball back to the Hornets. Anthony Davis. Wow, LaMelo's up to a 97. Anthony Davis went to the Jazz. Okay. Kawhi Leonard to the Lakers. Okay. Tyrese Halliburton back to the Pacers. Devin Booker back to the Suns. Tyrese Maxey back to the Sixers. And DeMontis Sabonis back on the Sacramento Kings. A couple of weird moves there. Definitely not realistic. But hey, this video stopped being realistic after we lost in the first round. Player progression. Fabricio's up to an 86. Anthony Edwards is up to an 89. Everybody else is kind of holding steady. How far is D'Lo falling at this point? Still an 80. And that's because I prolonged his career. In real life, or if I didn't do any editing, he'd probably be down to a 78, 77 at this point, which is disgusting to think about. Let's do untapped potential. Now we can start kicking up the free throws. I don't like missing so many free throws. And we're going to send Anthony Edwards and Fabricio. No, let's send Karl Towns to untapped potential. Hopefully he can bump his up to maybe a 98, 99. Here is the 9-man rotation. Going to be Ben Simmons, Desmond Bane, Anthony Edwards, Fabricio Riviera, and Karl Towns. No changes there. Coming off the benches, Trey Mann, Naz Reid, Jordan McLaughlin, and of course, Taylor Swift. Power rankings, we are looking to be 5th for NBA.com and 5th for Eric Boner as well. And at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Trey. On Team Luka is Giannis, Joel Embiid, Zion Williamson, and LaMelo Ball. On the other side, Nikola Jokic, Karl Towns, Jason Tatum, and Ja Morant. For the reserves is Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green made his first. DeAndre Ayton and our boy Anthony Edwards, I believe, made his first, but I can't tell because this is 2K. For the other side is Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Darius Garland, Bam Adebayo, DeMontis Sabonis, and Jared Allen. We are doing incredible. Best team in the NBA behind, who is this? I've never heard of him. Looking at the player stats, Anthony Edwards is great. Karl Towns has regressed a little bit, I guess. I don't really know. But you know what? I am so content and so happy with this team. Fabricio Riviera is up to an 88 in his second season. 3-point percentages just off the charts. Incredible. Minus Jordan McLaughlin. Even Taylor Swift is playing well for us. Who knew Taylor Swift would be so good for the T-Wolves? Leading the league in scoring is Luka. No Timberwolves. Rebounds is Nikola Jokic. No Timberwolves. Assist is Trey Young. No Timberwolves. Steals is LaMelo Ball. Lonzo Ball. Blocks is Evan Mobley. Field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. Ben Simmons at 3. 3-point champion is Ochai Agbaji, our old friend, up to an 80, but I think we made the right moves getting rid of him. Karl Towns is up to 4. Free throw champion is Kevin Love. Desmond Bane at 8. There's no moves I'm going to make since we're the best team in the NBA. And let's see how we do in the playoffs. And the MVP goes to Luka Doncic. Rookie of the Year is the #1 overall pick for Toronto, Nikola Simonic. 14 and 10, very impressive numbers. Markelle Fultz is 6-man, backing up Darius Garland on the Cavs. 18 points and 7 assists. Wow. All right. And his defensive player of the year, Jaden Ivey, most improved. Really good numbers from him. Willie Green is coach of the year of, I want to say, the Celtics. And Dylan Shaw is an ugly man. All-NBA first team, no Timberwolves. Second team, third team, Karl Towns back on the All-NBA third team. Ben Simmons, all defensive first team. And Taylor Swift made nothing. He didn't make any of the rookie teams? Come on. A little racist if you ask me. League leading scoring is MVP Luka Doncic, no Timberwolves. Rebounds is Nikola Jokic, no Timberwolves. Assist is Trey Young, no Timberwolves. Steals is Lonzo Ball. Blocks is Evan Mobley. Field goal percentages is Ben Simmons. 3-point champion is Blake Wesley. Or no, Bo Wesley. I was just looking at the name down there, not up top. That's interesting. Okay. Karl Towns at 8. Desmond Bane at 9. Free throw champion is Kevin Love. Desmond Bane at 8. How do we do team stats wise? Scoring, we're the best team in the NBA. Defensively, we are second to the Knicks, giving us 11.2 point differential, best in the NBA. Field goal percentages, we are 4th. 3-point percentages, we are 3rd. And free throw percentages, getting a little better. 81.4, 10th. I like that. I like that. I like that. But I'm good with this team. Trey Mann is our 4th leading scorer. Interesting. I like our team. I like our depth. I like everything about it. Taking on the Thunder, they have Mattia Ballesteri, Josh Giddey, Cam Reddish, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Duren. They traded away freaking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for like the 2nd pick. Not a fan of that. Patrick Williams, we sent them for Taylor Swift, but I think we made the right move. I think Taylor Swift is exactly what this team needed. It was like a shot in the arm, you know, maybe a shot in the pants. Taking on the Memphis Grizzlies here in round 2, John Morant. They lost Desmond Bane. They have Zaire. Jaren Jackson's up to a 90. They brought in the GOAT Pokashevsky, but their starting center is Reggie Perry. I definitely think we have what it takes to win here. Ben Simmons will lock up John Morant, just sag off, let him shoot the 3, and we sweep. Now to take on, who is this? I've never heard of this team before. Kyra Lewis Jr., Jalen Noel, Brandon Ingram, Zion, Rudy Gobert. Their spacing is going to be ass. I just have to point that out. I mean, Zion dropped 35, but he shot 0 threes. Brandon Ingram shot 0 threes. Rudy Gobert, I mean, duh. But, you know, it's fine. As we saw with the no three-pointer rebuild, as we're getting 3-0'd, you don't have to shoot threes to win in 2K, except for when you're actually playing the game. In simulation, it doesn't matter. We're losing in the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th. And that is all she wrote. Yep. Zion's the greatest thing to ever happen to basketball. 34 points per game, 98 overall. Happen. There's not a lot of better moves that I can make. I mean, we have the best coach in the game. We have basically the best roster. I mean, we could continue to develop our boys, but there's not a lot more I can do to make this team better. We traded away everything. Who would be the head coaches? Rick Carlisle, not really. Steve Kerr, maybe. But is Steve Kerr? We can't even afford Steve Kerr realistically. I think we just keep with Mike Stouffer for now and pray. I don't know. Hope that the simulator gods stop fucking us with Pelican cheese. Fast man of the class is Darren Ryder and Freddie Wallace. Most agile is Elton Flores and Jimmy Madsen. Highest vertical is Ronnie Lucas and Kobe Wolf. Highest bench press is Larry Griffith and Andrew O'Connor. Best shot 3-pointer is Mark Reynolds and Kobe Wolf and Malcolm Sessions. Kobe Wolf seems to be okay, but he's only 5'10". Thanks. We obviously have 0 draft picks. Traded them all away for Taylor Swift. Number 1 overall to the Thunder goes Eric Green. 6'9" out of Houston. Nice. Number 2 to the Bulls goes RJ Law. We have any picks? Yeah, we don't have any 3. Number 3 to the San Antonio Spurs goes. They're trading. God, what are they trading? So Dejounte Murray went to the Knicks, and now the Spurs are trading the number 3 overall pick back for him. Sure. And the Knicks tape Kobe Wolf, 5'10" point guard. He's 149 pounds. Dude, this guy is razor tiny. Oof. The Blazers take Skip Clement and number 5. The Lakers finally with their first pick ever. Len Bailey out of Illinois. How good are these players? Complete bust of a draft class. Gross. Yikes. Disgusting. Player option's going to bring back Fabrizio. Trey Mann needs a contract. The rest of these boys can walk at this point. We're really just rolling the dice saying, please don't fuck us, game. Yeah, there's not a lot else I can do. Should we give Trey Mann his qualifying offer? I think it's fine to re-sign him. He's going to get maybe low 20s. Yeah, 20, 21. That's going to be good enough. Lindell Wigington can walk. I am sorry. As for the free agents, Giannis going to the Jazz as well. Cade Cunningham back to the Pistons. Jason Tatum, Jalen Green. Everybody going back to their team. What does this Jazz team look like? They really blew up the squad, so I appreciate that. So they have Helgen Mitchell, Terrence Davis, Quincy Bishop, Giannis, and Anthony Davis. Say goodbye to your floor spacing. They're going to be shooting probably 20% from 3 for the entire season. Player progression, Karl Towns holding steady at a 91. Anthony Edwards stopped progressing at a 90. But Bricio Riviera is up to an 88. I don't know why my boys have stopped progressing. It's a little offensive. I don't know what to do about it. There's really nothing that I can do about it. This game hates the Timberwolves. But we did win one chip. And I think at some point we're going to win our second one. Let's look at our untapped potentials. Of course, done manually because this game is cheese. Anthony Edwards, Fabricio Riviera, and we'll send, why not, Ben Simmons. This is going to be this new look team, same as the old team. Ben Simmons, Desmond Bane, Anthony Edwards, Fabricio Riviera, Karl Towns, Trey Mann, Naz Reid, Jordan McLaughlin, and Taylor Swift. And we win something. Power rankings wise, we are 8th for NBA.com, 8th for Eric Boner as well. We have 4 #1 overall picks. We have Desmond Bane, who was a stud. We have an incredible bench. Here's my idea. You look over the All-Stars, whatever. This is like year 7. I think there's one man holding us back, and that's Taylor Swift. Only a 76 overall. We can definitely get better than Taylor Swift. All right, Taylor Swift is fine and all. Don't get me wrong. I like their music, but we could do so much better than Taylor. Like bringing back Malik Beasley, of all things. I like that idea. We're gonna bring back Malik Beasley, and we're gonna trade away Andre Drummond and say, you know what, we had our fun with Taylor Swift. You know, let's trade away Naz Reid as well. Let's get a better center. What's to come over? Alperen Sengun and Mitchell Robinson. That's too many centers, but okay. Just a few small moves. So, and they want to start Trey Mann over Desmond Bane as well. Okay. Ben Simmons, Trey Mann, Anthony Edwards, Fabricio Riviera, Karl Towns, Desmond Bane, Alperen Sengun now being the backup center, Malik Beasley, and Jordan McLaughlin. Because I like Taylor Swift's music. Don't get me wrong. The haters are gonna hate. But when the team isn't producing specifically because of you, there's something that needs to go. And that person was Taylor Swift. And, you know, as much as you want to shake it off and say, you know what, we can pick up and start over once again, we needed to make a change. And that was it. We're going to win a chip. I believe it. We're already #1 in the power rankings. There's no more sexual tension in the locker room. We're going to win. LaMelo Ball is MVP, giving you 33, 6, 8 on 50, 40, 90 shooting. Jeffrey Singleton is Rookie of the Year. James Bouknight, 6th Man of the Year on the Bucks, 23 points a game. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Paulo Banchero is Most Improved, up to 24 and 10. See, I'm in on that for Most Improved. The others, not so much. Mike Stauffer, our boys, Coach of the Year, and Spencer Gill has a funny nose. All-NBA, first team, nobody. Second team, nobody, and third team, nobody, because why would you put anybody from the best team in the NBA on the All-NBA team? Ben Simmons, defensive first team, and the rookies, we don't have any. The best team in the NBA as soon as we got rid of Taylor Swift. What was the problem? Let you guess in your heads, in the comments, whatever. Player stats, Anthony Edwards led the way, 23 points per game. Karl Towns was very solid behind him. Fabricio Riviera giving you a very solid 18, 6, and 5. Trey Mann giving you buckets. Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons. Malik Beasley came back. You love to see it. Yeah, totally happy with how this team is. Points per game, we are second to the Pelicans. Defensively, we're the best team in the NBA, giving us a 12.6 point differential, #1 in the NBA. Field goal percentages, we are second. 3-point percentages, we are first. And free throw percentages, we are 5th. The scoring champion went to LaMelo Ball, MVP. No Timberwolves. Rebounds is Nikola Jokic. No Timberwolves. And assist is Tyrese Halliburton. Ben Simmons at 3. Steals is Ben Simmons. Blocks is Jaren Jackson Jr. Field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. Ben Simmons at 3. 3-point champion is Jalen Noel, our old friend, up to an 81. Karl Towns at 2. Desmond Bane at 8. Free throw champion is Desmond Bane, 99%. Here we are taking on who? The Grizzlies. Yet again, they've refused to make moves to improve their team significantly, and we are going to 4-0 them as we did last year, as we'll do every single year from here on out. And when I say 4-0, I meant 4-1. Now to take on the Houston Rockets, we still Alperen Sengun. They have Jalen Green, Chris Duarte, Jabari Smith. They're an okay team. We have to take on our old friend Naz Reid, and I get that. But we're losing 2-0. Losing 3-0. I don't know. I simulated through one more year just to see what the playoffs would look like. We're the best team in the NBA yet again. The only change is that Malik Beasley didn't re-sign with us. I had to go trade for this guy, Jamie Perkins, a power forward, 43% three-point shooter, whatever. The rest of the roster is the same. I'm expecting that we're not going to lose, and I say that we lose game one. I wanted to see. We went to 2027. This team is more than good enough to win a couple championships, at least more than one. We are taking on Dallas, Luka Doncic's. They have an okay team, our old friend Jared Vanderbilt. But I think we're going to win. I think we did a whole bunch of changing, and we're going to lose to Luka Doncic like I predicted, up 3-1. And we made it out of the second round now to take on who? The Minnesota Grizzlies. Yet again, they brought in James Bouknight, though. And there's not a lot of differences that went on here. Another year of development. Anthony Edwards is averaging 30 points a game. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. Karl Towns is regressing because he's 31 years old. Whatever. You know, the league leaders are the same as always. Zion's not going to shoot any threes. Luka Doncic and LaMelo Ball are going to be gods. Rudy Gobert is going to get all the rebounds. You know, there's just not a lot that's changing here. I know I'm sounding pessimistic. I can't believe that stupid team lost. It really freaking bugs me because we were more than good enough to win a championship. It's going to be the perfect bounce back year. And instead, they lose in 4-0 fashion to the freaking Rockets, who aren't even in the Western Conference Finals. They lost to who? The Memphis Grizzlies, who we beat again. We beat the Grizzlies every single time. Anyway, finals, taking on the Cavs. Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Benedict Mathurin, Jose Alvarado made his way to the team because Zubac and Frank Kaminsky. Good team, definitely a fun matchup back and forth, but we're up 2-0, up 3-0, and we might as well and hop in, get a few highlights if we're not going to lose this here in Cleveland. They are up in the second quarter going into the third. Bit of a back and forth contest. Now they have a big 10, 15-point lead here in the fourth. I mean, if it gets close, you know, we can hop in 7 points, 3 points, 5 points, 7 points again. Yeah, they pulled away there. I'd like to hop in, but I just don't think it's going to get close enough. 6-point game, yeah. Okay, we'll go to game 5 back in Minnesota. They don't call it a gentleman sweep for nothing. We are gentlemen Timberwolves, or maybe we're going to blow a 3-0 lead. You never really know the difference. In the fourth quarter, we are losing yet again. Once again, make it close. Give me a 1-point lead and I'll hop in. I can't make a comeback. I am terrible at 2K. And yeah, they're losing yet again. Okay, now we're on track to lose. Be the first team in NBA history to lose a 3-0 series lead in the playoffs. Back in Cleveland, back and forth contest going into the fourth quarter. We're gonna hop in. 8-point game, 4 minutes left. And make sure that, I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns is playing. Anthony Edwards is playing. And they're running a Karl Towns, Alperen Şengün starting lineup with Trey Mann as the point guard. This is why we're losing. Okay, can we do like 5-out ISO, or is this how we're gonna do it? Fine, Desmond Bane wide open for 3. I'll take it. Splash. I'll just say I've never seen that flat ISO before. Normally you'd want to spread the shooters and say, hey, we need to make sure that the floor is spread, make sure the driving lanes are open, but instead they put everybody on the baseline. Why are you rotating? Why are you rotating? Doing the same thing. Let's ISO up. Let's have the worst spacing I've ever seen in the history. Kick it to Ant, who's a little contested, and he's going to make it. Bang, baby. Anthony Edwards killing the game. 9-point lead. That's how bad he is. Anthony Edwards pump fake and drive. I got the double team animation. Bruh. Okay. Okay, game. You know, normally a double team is when there's 2 players nearby, but that works too. Ben Simmons going baseline, throwing it down. He's a glitch. He's a mismatch. And he was rumored to come to Minnesota. But honestly, it wouldn't work because they'd have to trade away Anthony Edwards. Wow, Desmond Bane. Get that shit out of here. Because the reason why Ben Simmons would want to come to Minnesota, obviously not because of Minnesota. He's a young socialite. He needs to go out and party. So he would come because he's got a friendship with D'Angelo Russell. Well, the only person who seems tradable is D'Angelo Russell. So the only other player that you would trade for Ben Simmons is Anthony Edwards. And is anybody in their right mind going to trade Anthony Edwards for Ben Simmons? I certainly hope not. But we made it work because this is a video game and this is fake. Ben Simmons is actually playing basketball. I know. We're going to do the same thing that's been working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Anthony Edwards heating up from 3. Splash. Yeah, this game's over. That is all she wrote. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are your NBA Finals champions yet again. I know we had a Simcast N extra season because what the hell? We got swept by the Rockets, who didn't even make it out of the Western Conference anyway. What was that bullshit? But this team made it. Now, we lost in the first round of the first year. And this whole rebuild has been weird. So I simulated without making any changes in the first season. Timberwolves win the championship. I say, all right, this team is good enough to win a championship. We simulate without making a lot of moves. I think we made like 1 or 2 small roster moves for Herb Jones. And then we lost in the first round. So I said, fuck you, blow the whole damn team up. Get a new #1 overall pick, power forward, get Ben Simmons, whatever. And then we win a championship. So I say, okay, this team is good enough to win a championship. Let's run it back. And then we lose again. So then I simulate another year, and then we win a championship. This whole fucking thing has been weird, but that's your boy, Anthony Edwards, that alpha, the #1, our boy winning NBA Finals MVP. Everybody point at him. That's right. The Minnesota Timberwolves are champions. The dynasty is complete, and Anthony Edwards averaged 31 points a game. Who does he remind every single NBA YouTuber of? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.